Episode number 4. What's going on with Smiley Chris and Brian John podcast? Coming at you live tonight, finally. Let us know if you can hear us.
Y'all ready for some fun? What's going on?
I'm talking to you.
What's going on?
Wanna hear you talk with me too.
What's going on?
Something's going wrong.
What's going on? What's going on? It's time we fight for each other.
Fight for each other.
Oh, tell me where you've been.
Where you been?
You're my brother and I wonder what's going on.
What's going on?
I see you fight for this country.
I fight for the country.
I see you fighting for humanity.
Humanity.
I see you trying to fight for you and me, bro. What's going on? What's going on? What the hell's going on,
I
bro?
don't know, bro.
What's going on?
Bro, why can't we find peace?
What's going on?
Why are so many obese?
What's going on?
Something's gone wrong.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's going on?
We're back.
Hey.
Good evening, everybody.
Alright, we are back at you with episode number 4 of the What's Going On with Smiley Chris and Brian John podcast.
Yes, sir. We are back with a great topic. Actually, 2 topics, but as we like to say, all things are related.
Yep, it's true.
Right.
It's true. And we're going to be talking about mental health because it is actually Mental Health Awareness Month. I don't even know if you knew that.
That's right. I knew that.
Yep. Yeah. I found out when I was researching the topic.
In May, yep.
Yeah, and we're also gonna be talking about obesity and ways we can get around feeling blue or getting into a cycle of bad behavior and stuff. Like strategies to overcome
Bad patterns of thought.
so we can all be overcomers.
So, we have to start with the bad news, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're in crisis mode in each of these areas. 2018 Global State of Emotions Gallup poll was taken.
Mm-hmm.
It found that people are now sadder, angrier, and over-worried. More than recorded ever before.
I blame the cell phones.
I think a lot of people would not disagree with that.
The instant
lot of
access
people-
to the bad news that's going on. When
Constantly
back in the
bombarded.
old days when people just had their own communities, they just worried about what's going on around them. Now we worry about what's going on in China and Israel and everywhere around the world. And it's a lot, it's a lot for people to take.
It is a lot. It's something that, like you said, we've never had to deal with before.
And then if that's not enough, we got horror movies that are more traumatic than ever before. If you look at the horror movies that were in the 50s compared to the stuff that's coming out today, it's night and day. It's like we laugh at the old horror movies when they used to get a spook out of it,
Right.
And so it's like we're traumatizing ourselves also,
Whew.
And, you got to think of the generations coming up, what they're going to have to deal with and, how desensitized people are getting.
Speaking of, right. So, yes, they are desensitized. They are constantly given these stimuli through the phones. Thank God we were like the last generation that made it through our childhood
We lucked out.
without having phones, right?
Yeah, before the internet and all that stuff.
Right. We didn't grow up with cell phones in our hands. I didn't have my first cell phone until college. And, it is a problem. These kids are getting a lot of screen time. And also, there's a different expectation now in life in terms of getting something that will get your attention, right? So people are expecting to be entertained constantly. Constantly.
I mean, I feel like that the way with myself, Like always checking the news, every couple hours, finding out what's going on.
Right, we're constantly
It's just
consuming.
too much, The best way to be is just to detach from it all, you know? Just be one with nature and with your family and your loved ones, you know?
So why
That's
are
the
we
best way to
focusing
be.
on what's
Yeah.
going on? No.
Well, the only way we can possibly change is if we realize that it's a problem and we admit that it's a problem.
Right.
You know?
So let me start with
if we
this.
just say, "Oh, it's the way it is and it's okay, it's perfectly
Mhm.
fine," we're never gonna escape. You know?
Let me start with
We'll
this.
never be free.
Boredom wasn't a word until the mid 19th century.
Wow.
They didn't have a word.
I didn't know that.
Now people did feel lonesome. They talked about being lonesome, which was unpleasant.
And when you're lonesome, you know, like if people move to other places around the country and they don't know anybody, you know, they're more prone to do things that are negatively going to impact them.
Here's the kicker. Lonesome is even worse now because people are expecting to be able to connect because they have a phone. They have the world. We have basically every friend we've ever made is available to us at any moment.
Unless you get kicked off of Facebook.
Right. Basically, people have this like expectation that other people's lives are going great and their life should be great too. And there's not going to be these lonesome times, these periods of what really can be a positive thing. But because we're expecting to always be entertained and have that high stimuli, we feel like we're lacking because we don't have that sometimes. Even though we have this connection through the internet to everybody, it's not the same as being in front of a person and feeling their warmth.
And it's not reality, too, like what people post online, you know? It's like they're showing their best moments, but you don't know what they went through for the rest of the day. Or the struggles they were dealing with. They don't always post, you know, people don't always post all the bad along with the good. You know?
What I also want to say is that being alone, being in solitude, that was what they used to call it. Nobody talks about being in solitude now. But it was seen as something that could be positive and redemptive. Right? So in our fast-paced society, we're not focused on, I don't think we're focused on praying as much, honestly.
Not too many distractions.
Yeah. We're not focused on slowing down, making a meal for our family. We have women working now, which it's what society calls for.
With all the taxes and everything.
That's what society calls for.
That doesn't mean that society's right. You know, the society's not really working for the people right now. You know.
Well, we created it. We're all individualistic. I don't
know. I think it's more like engineered. You know, and they present us with these movements, and we think these movements are for the best, but really they bamboozle us. You know.
Right.
They bamboozle humanity.
Right, and some people have talked about social media as almost like a drug, and how we did get bamboozled. You know, by this drug.
Yeah, I mean, now we carry around our own tracking device that's always monitoring us, always recording our conversations. You know,
the likes give us the dopamine.
We're building the mark of the beast system that the Bible warned us about.
Wow, that's deep.
And guess who the mark of the beast could be? Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, damn.
Imagine having like Facebook with a cryptocurrency or something, and if you get kicked off of Facebook, you can't buy or sell. No, that's like the reality we're inching towards. Slowly and steadily. You know, like you said, we're connected with all our family members. But recently there was a big purge on Facebook and a lot of conservatives got kicked off. How are they going to connect to the thousands of people? There's no other competition like that out there.
That's right.
Facebook has all of our contacts, all of our... It's not right. We're giving up too much. But we're freely doing it. You know, they're bamboozling us into doing it.
Right.
It's like... Tough situation.
But let me bring it back to mental health, okay? I do believe there are solutions to our mental health. I would like to focus on them.
Solutions, but what are the problems? First, we got to talk about the problems. What kind of mental health issues are there out there?
Well, obviously, depression is big. Right?
Depression.
Anxiety is another big one.
Yep. Suicide is the biggest.
Right. People feel like their lives are not worth living. That's a crisis of purpose, honestly. Feeling like your life is not worth living, like you don't have a purpose. And I think that does play into lack of involvement in religion,
Yeah,
in
spiritual
society.
connection.
Spiritual
with
connection.
our Creator. You know, that's a big
Definitely.
gaping hole in a lot of people's hearts is not having that spiritual connection.
And with community too.
That's true too. Yeah.
I think group support. If you are struggling right now, get yourself in a community. I don't care what. I don't care if it's a church. Just get yourself in a place where you can talk with other people in a small group. You can see them consistently, maybe week after week.
Yeah.
And it works. I'm telling you. I'm a product of it. I've dealt with it before. And I know being around other people, especially if it's like-minded people too. So if you're in a church and you're a believer, that does help. I really do believe that helps. And if you're not in a church, be open-minded to it, I would say, because it's a solution. God is a solution for a lot of what people are missing in their lives. Is a gaping hole, I believe, in everybody's heart. They need God's love, God's unconditional love. He loves us unconditionally in a way that no other human could. And you have to know who you are as a child of God. It's really, really key. Really, really key. I know I talk about religion a lot, and it might sound a little crazy, but if you don't recognize your identity and you can't carry that with you, there's going to be something missing, right? So, and you have to be reminded of that you're a child of God. Otherwise, you get distracted. There's so many distractions and so many things that are going to make you feel like you hate yourself. Okay.
And like, never be afraid to reach out for help and talk to people. And some people might back away because they don't want to deal with that right now. But you will find people that are willing to listen and just hear you out and give their advice for you. And you never know what they'll suggest. They might open you up to a whole new reality.
Definitely.
So there's always hope. There's always hope, but you gotta search for it and you gotta want it. And like, the biggest thing is admitting that you have a problem and you need help.
Yeah, like I was talking about in the last podcast, sometimes, these low moments, it's just part of life, right? So everybody deals with that. Everybody deals with it. And, being in a small group with people to affirm you and just say you're going to make it, it can mean a world of difference. So I definitely recommend find anywhere, group support. You're not going to find the compassion that you need online. You're not going to find it.
You might find a couple nuggets of wisdom here and there.
Right.
But if you're really struggling, you definitely got to talk to people and express. You have to express whatever's going on inside. Get it out. Write a song. Write some lyrics. That's what I've done in the past. When I was dealing with really hard times, I would just write it out and just keep working out the lyrics. I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but it definitely helped me get through some hard times.
Yeah.
Any ways that helped you? You always go to if shit ever really hit the fan and everything, the world was crashing down on you, like, where would you turn?
Well, I just know in my office when I'm feeling anxiety and got the little kids screaming, I like to listen to some nice calm meditation music.
That's always a good thing. Yeah,
it definitely helps calm you down. That's one thing. The other thing, like I said, the church, rock solid.
Yeah. Get back to the Bible.
Yeah,
you definitely find a lot of wisdom in there and things that'll help you get through.
And start your day well. Start with a meditation. It's a great website, wau.org. That helps you basically have a good outlook on things. It's really positive, good stuff. They take readings from the Bible and they write a meditation off of it. I'm Catholic, so they take the daily readings. Our church has daily readings.
It says WAU?
WAU.org. Yeah. I talked about before about how Jesus led by example. He led by example by showing his wounds to his believers that, that they weren't believing him. And sometimes you feel like people might not relate to you, but you got to show your wounds sometimes, just like Jesus did, and
said WAU? Yeah,
WAU.org. And then also K-Love music, klove.com or 96.7 if you're here in New York.
Yeah, if you're having a bad day, you could always turn the radio to 96.7. Definitely help you get through.
Yeah, definitely. We need to do as much as we can to get those positive vibes. We're being constantly bombarded. And unfortunately, there are a lot of bad patterns of behavior that we sometimes we grow up with, and bad patterns of thought, self-defeating thought. which might seem charming, but is also kind of self-defeating.
Yeah, like I know, like in the past, and still probably when I'm feeling blue, I tend to listen to like sad music and stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I guess it feels good to know somebody else is feeling a similar way. I guess, but I don't know if that's the best way to get out of it. You know, I don't know if you get out of the funk completely. You know, it helps you get through, and it makes it feel good that somebody's relating. But there's probably better ways out there.
Yeah.
Like uplifting music and stuff like that. But,
yeah, and
we all want to know we're not alone, and other people are going through it too.
You know, another thing is prayer. I mentioned prayer. Taking your burdens to Jesus. Actually, the reading today was talking about on Word Among Us, bringing all your tasks that you have before you and all these things that might cause anxiety in your life, giving it to Jesus, and then Jesus handing it back to you with a look of kindness and love on his face. Wow. Imagining that. And just, he's giving it back to you, and he's affirming you with his love, and that it's all going to be taken care of, and everything's going to be all right, you know? So bringing it to God is very important, and it helps us keep that good context of, you know, we do what we can, God does the rest, you know? I do believe in self-help, too. I do believe in God helping, but I also believe that, like, we're not helpless. You know, especially through God's grace, we're able to pick ourselves up. I think it does start with God. You have to know that you're loved and that you're worthy of being loved. And but then with that, we can kind of break the chains of any oppression that we're dealing with. Yeah. You know, and we have to set a good example. We have to be a role model for the people that are coming after us.
Definitely, yeah.
You know, there's a great saying by James Baldwin. It said, "Children have never been very good at listening to their elders, but they have never failed to imitate them."
Wow, that's a good saying. Yeah, we have to realize if we are doing the wrong thing, we can't just say, "Oh, society says it's okay, so I'm just gonna do me," and whatnot. You know. And, you know, that's the thing, like with obesity and stuff, like fat acceptance, you know, yeah, of course, accept them as a person and a human being. Right. But say, hey, you should really get some help. You know, you got to love them enough to be honest with them and give them the truth, you know.
Some people
we could all say, oh, we don't want to get the pushback, but you got to be real with people. Right. You know? And I appreciate that when people are real with me. It doesn't always feel the best.
No, it don't feel good.
Yeah, but it's tough love, you know. We gotta be tough. If we really love our neighbor, we gotta tell them the truth.
We also have to meet the person where they are too, because there are so many factors, especially with obesity, and it's one of those issues too that I believe group support is needed. Like Weight Watchers does work. It's proven to work. I've seen it in my own life, and it works. We have to really be careful what our circle is. We want to get into some positive circles, you know.
I mean, I'm sure Weight Watchers is great, but definitely do research about these certain help groups, you know, because some of them actually take advantage of the people in desperate states, you know, and they're not always for the best. Like I recently looked into AA, researching this, and whoa, it sounds like AA would be a great thing, right?
Yeah, no.
If you need help and you're an alcoholic and you need help,
God,
it sounds like it's the right thing. Right. But when you look into it and the founding of it, whoa, it's actually not the best thing to do. It's kind of actually a cult. You know, when you delve into it and look into it. So trust but verify. Talk to your family. Have them research stuff. You know, and you do your own research. But definitely get help and seek that help. But make sure it's the right help.
We're all meant to live in community. Okay, so
but people can prey on that. Like certain cult leaders or something could prey on that, and basically brainwash people into believing certain things, or you know, because I think they say once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. That's one of the sayings that they imprint on people's minds. But that's like the devil, you know. That's actually the devil imprinted that in somebody's head. Oh, I'm always gonna have to come back to AA. You know, if I don't come back, then I'm going to fall again. You know, I think that's the devil. And Aleister Crowley actually has connections with AA and weird people if you look into it. But that's another story.
All right. Do you want to
Just
go?
be mindful.
Do you want to go
be
into
careful.
obesity now?
Yeah, like I said, we could go back and forth.
Yeah, I just want to go over some statistics with obesity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's killing. It's like the number one killer, right? Heart disease and stuff.
Right.
Is that the number one killer?
People
in the
are,
country?
I guess, dying officially because of heart disease, but it's obesity related.
So it's basically we're killing ourselves one way or another, you know.
Right.
And it's not necessary. And if we all get our mind right, we can overcome.
Right.
How are we going to win if we ain't right within?
It's at least 66% of the adult population overweight or obese.
Okay, overweight
Okay.
or obese. Yeah, I'm probably a little overweight myself.
And that's 70 million Americans obese.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the higher category. Obese means you're greater than the 30 BMI.
Mm-hmm.
And, obese, when you get to the obese level, that's definitely a problem. Maybe overweight, not necessarily a problem. There's weightlifters that are considered maybe overweight.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're getting into obese, there's severe obesity after the obese category, so that's after 35. But after 30, you're obese. After 25, you're overweight. And also, there's 40%, sorry, not 40%, 2.1 billion people worldwide obese. Okay. 2.1 billion.
Billion, wow.
Billion.
Wow. That's a
It's
significant percentage.
I honestly think it's worse than starvation. Or at least close. Or at least close to it.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like they're like equal problems where having not enough food and then also having too much.
Mm-hmm.
Now, also in the United States, we have dramatic childhood obesity. In the 90s, it really escalated, skyrocketed from around 5% prevalence to 15%. You think of all the heavy advertisements attacking the kids. Saturday morning cartoons, hardcore. I think they might have outlawed that recently, but I'm not sure. But it was heavy. I know with us growing up, and it skyrocketed from the 1990s to the early 2000s. And also, just going back to 1975, it was only 4%. Now it's just over 18%.
Wow.
Over 18% now. It's childhood obesity, which is really horrible. These are innocent kids. Honestly, it's the parents that the parents have to take responsibility.
Right food, right? Not eating the right food.
Not eating the right food, not setting the right example, and not providing.
Getting exercising, too many video games.
Right. That's another thing. Sedentary lifestyle. And also fast-paced lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Less time for meal prep. Harder to get the family together for meals.
Wow.
And people should be eating together. The kids should be learning from you how to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Less time for physical activity. Yeah, if they're in front of that screen.
Yeah.
It's a major problem, and it's a moral crisis, honestly. What we're doing to our kids is horrible. This relates to mental health, too.
Mm-hmm. If they're overweight, they tend to get bullied.
Right.
And then they get depressed. And then they eat more because they're depressed. It's like a vicious cycle. But, adults, too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they deal with the shame and all that, negative feelings.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
Health issues.
Yeah, it's hard stuff. And it's like a cycle, almost like a cycle of poverty, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but there's ways out of it. I'm a WIC counselor, and I believe in setting goals, and I help the parents set the goals, and they're able to get out of it. And just a simple thing like cutting out sweetened beverages, Juice is like a killer, man. Juice is like soda. People realize soda's bad now, but they don't realize juice.
Because corn syrup. Too. Was there corn syrup in there, or was just the
it's just the sugar, man. The high sugar
from concentrate.
It's just there's no fiber in it. If they can get the fiber in a smoothie, that's okay. But juice is similar to soda because of it's just a lot. It's just sugar. It's high calorie, and there's other ways. There's setting goals for physical activity. The kids should be getting at least 60 minutes per day.
Yeah.
And as well as adults. I understand adults were very busy. It's hard. It's hard to set that example for your kid.
Mm-hmm.
But if you could just do 10 minutes, that has been shown to have an effect on your mental health.
10 minutes or what?
Just anything, physical activity.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You're more cheerful than if people
every
that
day,
never
every
exercise.
Day, try to do something 10 minutes every
at
day.
least.
Right,
You know, I'm not saying
I'm gonna make that commitment right now.
Yeah. I'm not
starting today.
Okay.
At least 10 minutes if I
Good.
don't get into FitFam and do a hardcore workout.
There you go.
I'll at least do 10 minutes of running.
Right, I'll stay with you. Yeah, or push-ups or something.
Yeah. Gotta do something. Gotta make a change.
And you see what
I've been slacking lately.
What we have right here, we got brotherhood. So our peers will affect us, right? So be mindful.
You guys keep us accountable. Again.
Yes, you can keep us accountable. And our peers will affect our happiness. So be nice.
No, I don't care if you're nice or not. Tell me the truth. Give me the truth.
No, it's good to be affirming.
Yeah, but do it with love.
Do it with love and
give the truth with love.
Yes. Another key to happiness is developing a meaningful hobby. Or you might have to change careers for something that you're passionate about. Okay.
Yeah, because that's a big thing that causes a lot of depression and unfulfillment if you're doing something that you don't like to do or love to do. It's a big.
If you don't want to feel depressed or distracted or just like mindlessly going through this world,
you should feel some joy going to work. At least
should feel some joy.
If you're not ecstatic, you gotta have some kind of pride in your work. Otherwise, it's not a good thing.
Definitely. Especially as a guy, we take pride in our work. Women too now. Nothing wrong with
everybody,
that.
But could and should.
But going back to like having purpose.
And if you're not, it's not for you. You know, it's not worth your peace and your mental health. You know, unless like your family's desperate and you really need money to eat. You know, find something you like to do at least, if not love.
And going back to peace too. There's a lot of diagnosis of ADHD with the children now, and
you think it's overdiagnosed?
It's overdiagnosed.
It is.
I believe it, and you know our schooling system, it's so outdated. It was made for like to prepare factory workers. That's why we start at the time that we start, and then like start early and then end. But the standard schooling is so regimented, and now they're asking kids to do things earlier and earlier. Read, at kindergarten, things that cause the stress, cause the anxiety, and their little brains are not made to have that patience yet,
So what, they're asking too much of the kids, you think, in the schools?
Yeah, especially early on, early education. And then that will lead to the ADHD when they can't stand still and do the reading, So maybe homeschooling, you'll have to do something. Maybe homeschooling will be a good option, or just, keep the kid at home, try to get a grandparent to watch a kid. I don't know. Yeah,
if you can, I suggest homeschooling, but that's, I'm sure that's like the exception, not the rule. Most people can't do the homeschooling, but if you can, I'd say definitely do it for your kids.
Just spending time with a grandparent is better.
They're not going to be taught the best morals and things like that in school. It's best if the parents teach them.
Yeah, we can go into paid schools family leave too.
Yeah, we could do schools one day.
Schools, yeah.
Education system.
I was just recently reading about family leave, how the Trump administration is pulling for it. Yeah. And also the Democrats, and it seems like it's going to be doable. Marco
Family
Rubio's
Act.
Paid Family Leave Act.
That's when the woman has a kid, right?
When the woman has a kid, right? Just only after a woman has a kid, she'll be able to get the family leave, and it'll come out as Social Security. They'll be able to get the money a little early out of the Social Security fund.
That's good.
Which is fine. Yeah. It's not even going anything onto the government dole,
Yeah, so they're being paid from their Social Security that they would get in the future.
Right.
All right. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So
what? How long would it be? I guess as long as they want it, or 2 months, or 3 months, or a year.
I don't think it's a year. Definitely not a year. No. Honestly, I didn't like how long it was.
Social Security.
I think it's important for women to be with their children as long as they can. Honestly.
Yeah, me too. So why'd you have a problem?
Well, because it's so short. I think they said 12 weeks.
Okay. Yeah.
This is not much.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know.
So I mean, they don't already. They could take off, but they don't get paid. How does that work now?
Yeah, and they could take off. They have, I think it's
The
medical leave
Act
allows them to take
leave
off,
act.
but they don't get paid,
Mm-hmm.
and they need that
So
income. Families are dependent now
Yeah.
on that income.
So that sounds good.
Yeah,
Definitely like it, but yeah, more months would be better.
more months, definitely. I think it's so important to have that time with the mother. For one is breastfeeding, which you know, helps kids have a healthy weight, prevents obesity.
Yeah.
Right? It's very important to have a healthy weight early on. Breastfeeding is shown to do that, and it's also shown many other things. You know, decreasing infections, so many other things. Ear infections goes down 50%.
At least 10 times better to breastfeed. You know.
Yeah.
A lot healthier.
Good for the child's brain.
Very good for the development.
So this is like a proactive sort of approach to health. When we think about going back to early childhood, you know, which I like. Yeah. I like that. I believe in prevention. And I believe in restorative treatment as opposed to acute treatment. So what's acute treatment, right? Acute treatment is when you already have the crisis. You're dealing with the stroke. You know?
Yeah.
You're dealing with whatever, disability.
So you're talking
you know,
preventative,
lifelong disability.
Preventative.
It's so much better to have preventative care, right?
And a lot cheaper, I'm sure, too.
A lot cheaper.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's why I wish like these insurance plans would give money for like vitamins and supplements and certain minerals and things like that, you know. Because I'm not a big proponent of like prescription drugs, and I really have to get back to the doctor to light a fire under my butt to get healthier. But yeah, like if the doctor came to me and said, "Oh, I'm gonna put you on pills if you don't, you know, get your blood pressure down or something," then I'm gonna get my blood pressure down. You know, I'm not going on pills. And in the past, certain supplements worked for me and a healthy lifestyle. But I think the supplements really did help get levels and everything.
I believe in getting the nutrients through your food as much as you can. You know, supplementing when you need to supplement. And with that, can we play our song?
Oh, the healthy food song?
Eat real food, baby.
You know, you are what you eat. Here's some food for thought.
Alright, stop.
Hey, stop.
Collaborate and listen. Mr. H has got a lesson on nutrition. Ask yourself what you're putting in your system. Fill up on that good fuel, no dismissing. Feeling like a rock star, your body's like a sports car. Driving to stay on par, got it so far.
That's true. Body's like a sports car.
Yo, it's better than a sports car.
You don't want to be running around with a flat tire.
Yo, we are high class.
If you got an issue, you wanna admit you got a problem. Take it to the body shop and make a change. You know, get it fixed. Gotta fix the issues. You can't just say, "Oh, that's just the way I am. I got a flat tire. No big deal." Boop, boop, boop. If you can make a change, you gotta do it.
Keep it rolling smooth as much as you can.
Wouldn't want you feeling confused, feeling fooled. Follow Michael Pollan's book on food rules. Let's start with a little food for thought. Stick to the foods that'll eventually rot. For instance, you know those Oreos. Processed food you should forego.
And those McDonald's fries that never deteriorate.
Yeah, these things are like drugs, honestly.
Yeah, you can check back on them a year later and they're looking the same.
They said with these Oreos, the rats go for the Oreos more than cocaine.
Wow.
They got addicted in one of the studies.
Because of the sugar?
Yeah.
If Grandma does not recognize it as a real food, then you should despise it. Like hydrogenated, barely pronounce it. If it sounds like a chemical, better bet trounce it. Eat real food, baby.
So you looked into the studies about hydrogenated oils and stuff?
Yeah. Trans fats accompany the hydrogenated, and there's no safe level of consumption for trans fats. We should not be eating trans fats.
Eat real food, baby. Eat real food, baby. Eat real food, baby. Now that this lesson is jumping. False food claims myths we're debunking. Avoid food products making health claims and the ones with like non-fat in their names. Avoid the foods advertised on TV, mostly plant.
Why do you think we gotta avoid things that say non-fat?
Okay, well here's something very interesting. When scientists were saying no, the fats is what's causing all the problems, we have a too fatty diet, everybody started eating less fat, low-fat foods, right? That's when our obesity crisis skyrocketed. Now people are eating less fat, but they're fatter.
Because of the corn syrup and the added sugars and stuff. I think that's probably why, right?
Yeah,
the low-fat
they're
stuff.
getting a lot of sugar,
with sugar to increase the taste.
Right. That's right. The products put in something else to get the flavor.
It's really leafy. Like every language calls it the same, like Big Mac. Put it in the food hall of shame. The whiter the bread, the sooner you'll be dead. If you eat meat, check, see how it was fed. Yo, listen up. When you drive through a drive-through, fast food fools, nutrients deprive you. Hold up.
Yeah, so many bad foods out there.
Just
it's tough because it's convenient, you know?
Yeah, it is tough. It is tough. You know, if you can get the grass-fed beef, you buy it. You know, you do what you can with organic. You get, you know, you don't have to get organic with the ones you could take the peel off. So, because those, you know, you're taking the pesticide off with the peel, so that's good. But, you know, you get organic with the ones that you're going to eat the peel, you know. You do what you can. You buy what you can.
Yeah, so you really recommend that. If it's not organic, peel it.
Right.
That's probably the safest bet.
But the ones with the thick peel are the ones that are safer to get non-organic because you could take it off easier.
What, apples you're talking about or what?
Like orange, and banana, you take the peel off. Nice and easy.
But like I was listening to something and this guy was talking. He was in like Vietnam, and he actually ate an apple with the skin on, and he had to go to the hospital because it was like killing him. There was so much pesticides or so many chemicals that they put on them. Everybody in Vietnam knows you have to peel the apple before you eat it. You know, he just ate it with the skin on. You know, I'm sure it's different here, but maybe not too much different. You know, a lot of gut problems and a lot of issues.
Sipping supersized sodas, loads of sugar, hurting health, getting older. Look at the list of ingredients on the label. More than 5, advise leave off your table. Veg out on fruits and veggies. Eat as much as you want to fill your belly. Just like a rainbow, eat so many colors. A nutritional pot of gold.
I used to think that too about like fruits and veggies. You
eat the colors. Eat the rainbow.
Fruits and veggies, you can eat as much as you want. Basically.
And veggies definitely, not fruits. Fruits, I think you can overdo. Yeah.
Like when I was experimental with being a vegan, you know, I thought like, oh yeah, I could just eat bananas all day, or you know. But I'm sure that's not the best way to go. Definitely mix it up, and you know, need some fatty oils too, right? Omega-3s and whatnot.
You'll discover less is more. Small portions on your plate. Overindulge translates to overweight.
Looks like my stomach. I got more than an inch. Gotta lose it.
Here's a tip: next time you're at your grocery, shop the perimeter. Fresh foods like poultry. Hopefully, take these ideas to heart. Eat locally. Give your health a fresh start. Cook for yourself, not rely on a baker, cause they get control of the salt shaker. Eat sweet foods as you find them in nature, rather add in sugar to give it flavor.
Yeah, I mean, it is good to have fruit as a dessert. You know, we can do that instead of having all these unhealthy things.
Gummy worms, gummy bears, chocolate. I'm addicted to sugar.
Yo, fruit is awesome.
Gotta break the addiction.
Raspberries, you know, raspberries. Yo, it's like candy, man. You're getting all the health benefits, you know?
Yeah, I got fresh fruit right here, but I've been eating Chex Mix since recording.
So what you're saying is that we should
eat real food, baby. Eat real food, baby. Eat real food, baby. Eat real food, baby. Organic, paychecks in a panic. Probably should apply to produce and botanics. Eat less red meat, more fatty fish like salmon. If this is news, that needs to be examined. Stop cutting carbs, crazy fad diets. Teach yourself how to cook, not
no fad diets.
Have you heard about the paleo diet?
Paleo,
that
yes.
cuts out all the carbs, I think.
It does. I think it's a pretty good idea.
I know.
It doesn't cut out all carbs, though, but you have to know what a carb is. Fruit is a carb, right? Because it has sugar in it. Sugar is a carb.
I think
but
it
comes with the fiber.
But paleo is stuff that existed back in the day, so they should be able to eat it. Maybe a little bit.
Paleo is good. I think it's good. That's a good idea. You can eat the nuts.
Basically cutting out all gluten and like
basically everything that the prehistoric man was eating. You know?
Before processed foods, no processed. That's good. Yeah. Sounds Smiley approved to me.
Fry it straight to the point, no faking. Cooking these rhymes like a pound of bacon. Must eat slow, in moderation. Stuff yourself silly, obesity you'll be facing. If you like sweets, treat treats as treats. Only live once, sometimes you gotta cheat. Break these rules once in a...
Yeah, but not every day or not after every meal.
No, yeah, it's limited to like 3 times a week, you know, at least.
That's
Not
what
more
we
than
really
that,
should be
hopefully.
doing.
Wow, no feeling guilty won't be no trial.
Hopefully the song gives you ambition to improve your nutrition.
Eat real food, baby. Eat real food, baby. Eat real food, baby. Eat real food, baby.
Yo, man, let's get out of here. Word to nutrition.
All right. That was interesting.
Yes, sir. Good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, another good diet is Mediterranean, man. Mediterranean. You heard of that?
Mediterranean
Diet?
Yeah. It sounds good. A lot
Olive
of fish,
oil, a lot of fish,
veggies,
omega-3.
spices.
You know, a big thing with omega-3 is
Mm-hmm.
it's really good for mental health, too. They've shown in elderly
Oh, yeah.
that it prevents depression, or it helps get rid of depression, actually.
And like Alzheimer's and all that stuff.
Mhm,
And, I heard like fish oil was actually like what your brain is basically made out of, you know? Like it has the stuff in it.
It goes into every cell, the omega-3 in your body.
Oh,
And it's anti-inflammatory. Like you're talking about different spices, turmeric or cumin, or we talked about omega-3. Anti-inflammatory means it's preventing too much inflammation. And cardiovascular disease, many other diseases, anything with an itis, arthritis, these diseases, any itis is a disease of inflammation. And omega-3s, when you have more omega-3s, your body will make more anti-inflammatory chemicals in your body. So that will prevent so many of these flare-ups, right? Think of like blood clot, that's a flare-up. You know?
All right, let's watch Prince Ia's video about mental health.
Okay.
Discuss some of the things he's talking about.
Nobody in their right mind would eat this because it's rotten and you would get sick. Yet, see, when it comes to the mind, we eat rotten, poisonous, dirty thoughts every day. Here are some examples. And you know what happens when we eat these rotten thoughts? We get sick. We get depression, anxiety, outrage, overwhelm. Our culture has normalized sickness. They feed it to us on a silver platter, making us not insane.
You know, it's almost like, you know, the negativity, the cynicism has been made cool.
Yeah.
And the acceptable way of acting. You know? Like, why? Why do we do this to ourselves? You know? It's like craziness. It's like the White Walkers infecting each other.
Definitely, yeah. Because, we teach each other how to act and how to be. That's why we have to be the example, you know? We all got to do the best we can to shine a light and guide the next generation. And we got to be the change we wish to see. Otherwise, something that rhymes with see.
Sane, but definitely unsane. Krishnamurti said that it is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. And yes, we are sick. Yes, we are so sick that our society cares more about oral hygiene than mental hygiene. We
don't learn anything in school really about self-care and, you know, loving ourselves and taking care of.
Letting go of these negative thoughts, you know, just letting it pass through your brain.
Yeah, and getting through hard times and whatnot, you know. And realizing that we're here for a purpose. You know, that's a big thing that a lot of people are missing.
We brush and floss every day, twice a day, to keep our teeth nice, fresh, and clean. But what about mental hygiene? What do we do?
Meditation.
For most of us, nothing. But if I was to ask you, would you rather lose all of your...
But like the few times a year that I do, it's awesome, you know. But it's hard to get in that mindset, you know, of just not thinking about anything or not, you know, focusing on too many things.
Yeah, it's true.
Just being in the present
I honestly
moment,
don't
you know?
feel like I was raised for it, honestly. Other societies, I think it's easier for them. We're not raised for it.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll go to the beach. Like today I actually drove to the beach, but I was preparing for the podcast, you know, so I was researching and stuff. But, you know, the few times a year where I just drive there during my lunch break and chill, you know, that's a good time. When I was in Denver, you know, I had a day to myself, so I just went, you know, into botanical gardens and got peaceful there for a few minutes. You know, things like that can recharge you for months and, you know, just get you feeling good. You got to do that self-care every day.
Teeth or lose your mind, what would you pick? Exactly. You would happily be a toothless if you could keep your mental health. Now, I'm not saying don't brush your teeth. I'm saying we need to start treating mental health like it's supposed to be treated. We are in dire need of mental health practices and support in our society. And if we don't, we will continue to see the devastation that we see today. John Milton said the mind is its own place. It can make a heaven out of hell or a hell out of heaven. Napoleon Hill once said that thoughts...
Yeah, like no matter where you go, there you are. You know, you take your view of the world wherever you go, you know. So it's good to get your mind right.
Definitely. Foundation. That's the
no
foundation.
way to win if you're not right within. You know, you could be...
And your heart.
Yeah, it could look like you're on top of the world, but if it's not right in your head or
your heart,
in your body, you're not doing the right thing to your body.
Taking care of the body can help your mind be all right. Like just getting a massage.
That's one of the things. Yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah. Oh, exercise. Definitely.
Exercise, eating right, massage. You know, that self-care is important. The best prescription isn't always pills, you know.
Good sleep.
Pills will whack you out in other ways. You want to stay away from them. Sleep, sleep. That's a big one.
Are things, and powerful things at that. Everything you see around you in your room right now was a thought first before it existed in the physical form. The world is the mind. So if we're unhealthy here, what do we create? An unhealthy world out there. My message to government...
it's like what you're saying, you know, we created this society and stuff, you know. And it's true, it's like a mind virus that spreads and the masses all join in and we're creating our reality, collective reality and whatnot, you know. But we got to wake up and not be fools and not be fooled into creating hell on earth, you know. We want to make heaven on earth.
Government is not focusing on mental health and only changing laws is like putting a band-aid on a broken leg or trying to stop an overflowing sink by throwing towels on the floor. Yeah, you're gonna clean up the water, but you're gonna need an infinite amount of towels until you get down there and fix the pipes, because that's where the problem started. So I'm saying
it really is a crisis, like you proclaimed in the beginning, you know. Mental health, and the physical health too.
We need to fix our mental health.
And it's all connected.
Because this is where our problems start. Imagine if every school taught classes on mindfulness or how to deal with rejection, anxiety, depression, or loneliness. And imagine if these classes were taught mandatory like science or social studies. I don't know when.
I agree. That could definitely help. As long as the right people teaching and, you know, the right curriculum involved.
And that's gonna happen, but I cannot end this video without giving you a simple mental health practice that you can do right now. And if you combine this technique with proper sleep, exercise, nutrition, sunlight, and good friends, you just might start floating off the ground. Now I mention all these activities because, see, you can't talk about...
And also like doing something where you know you're helping people and you're contributing to the positivity and doing good karma and whatnot, you know, like this podcast, you know.
Yes, sir.
Gives us something to look forward to every week, and I'll just share ourselves and share whatever nuggets of wisdom we got with the world and hopefully make somebody's day brighter.
Mental health without talking about brain health. And all of the activities that I just mentioned, according to John Medina in his book Brain Rules, help to create a healthy, happy brain. Now I call this technique the smiling, mindful breath. It combines three of the most powerful tools that we have available to us: smiling, mindfulness, and breathing. Number one, smiling. What is in a smile? Well, a simple smile can relax your entire nervous system.
Smiley Chris.
Yes. I was going to ask you, you know, what's your secret to being smiley through all the crap in life?
What's the secret? Is
I think it's your connection to God, honestly.
Yeah. And like if anybody's having a really hard day, you know, I'll give them my full attention and just listen and give them my best advice I can give, you know, and just like, you know, like in the back of my mind, it's like, you know, it's not that big a deal.
Like you're reassured that everything's gonna be all right, basically.
Yeah.
you're already reassured. You have that.
Yeah, I try.
Security.
I don't tend to be very anxious, for the most part.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, I try to keep.
One thing I just want to say also, I went to my cousin's kid's communion this week, and the priest was really good. He said, when you're receiving the communion, just say thank you in your mind, and just that one simple thought.
Like gratitude. Gratitude is key.
Yes.
Gratitude for every day. Every day is another opportunity.
Right. Sometimes we just gotta slow our minds down. We got so much going through our mind. Just take time to say a thank you to God, and you'll smile and you'll breathe. Yeah. And things will be all right.
But it's always good to be reminded to do those deep breaths. And get that oxygen in your system. Yeah.
According to the facial feedback hypothesis, the facial muscles have the largest impact on our emotional state. See, when you smile, even when you're unhappy, the brain senses the flexing of certain muscles and it thinks, hey, I must be happy about something, resulting in your mood being lifted. Number 2, mindfulness meditation. Is your mind running your life? Do you believe everything that you think? See, the more watchful and objective you are to the thoughts that come in and out of your field of awareness, the less you will be overwhelmed and trapped by them. People who practice mindfulness report higher levels of everyday happiness and fewer problems with regulating emotion. Number 3, the breath. Happiness and fewer.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder, exactly what mindfulness entails and stuff. Reduced stress and anxiety, increased compassion and empathy, enhanced attention and performance, better communication and relationships.
I think
improved general.
Basically, it's being genuine, living in the moment and being genuine. You know what I mean? Like a doctor could be doing his job. Just
giving your attention
without having compassion for anybody. But they've shown that actually, when a doctor has compassion, they don't burn out like they used to think. They actually burn out less. Yeah. When they have this compassion, they feel they're living that purpose. They're in the moment, and they're able to do a better service too. Yeah, it's awesomeness.
Problems with regulating emotion. Number 3, the breath. If you don't think the breath is important, go 5 minutes without breathing and see what happens. Just kidding, don't do that. See, your breath is your life force. When you breathe deeply, you send oxygen to your brain, resulting in your thinking becoming more clear. You fill your body with more vitality, and you
when you're doing the right thing, everything's a lot clearer. When you're exercising daily, when you're eating right,
you're keeping a sense of humor. I like your sense of humor. It's pretty funny.
Oh, his?
Yeah.
Yeah, Prince is awesome. He's mad real. He's very real, I think.
To improve blood flow and overall health. Okay, that's enough science. Now here's what you do. You can do this sitting in your car. You can do it in the morning after you finish brushing your teeth. Step number 1, close and relax your eyes. Now smile. Authentic, genuine smile. Big smile for about 15 seconds. It works even better if you picture somebody you love smiling at you and allow their smile to penetrate you. Step number 2, now relax your smile and begin to take deep, spacious breaths. Inhale as deeply as...
Hey, I actually did this at the beach. I thought about Grandma.
Yeah, I was just thinking Grandma too.
Yeah, I thought about Grandma Bracco.
Let's go. That's funny.
It was cool. It really did work.
You can, and exhale out as much air as you can. Push it and relax those shoulders. Step number 3, last step. Focus all of your attention on now, right now. Not the past, not the future. Focus all of your attention on now, on your breath. If thoughts start to pop up, that's fine. Just bring your attention back to your breath, gently.
Now is all we ever have. We got this moment.
Don't live
the
in the
only
past.
moment that's promised.
Yep.
Observing the thoughts. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, set your timer on your phone and do this for 1 minute every day. You cannot do this wrong. You cannot fail at this. Just do it. According to William and Mary Professor Peter Vishton, your brain will alter its happiness ratio and you will find yourself happier. Now you may say, oh, just 1 minute, that's it? But see, what we're doing is we're building a habit. And pretty soon you're gonna do this without thinking. And the more you do this, the more you breathe, the more you are mindful, and the more you smile, the greater your mental health will be. Peace.
Nice.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you think we need more mental health support and strategies in our society, please share this video to your friends. I believe this.
Whew, definitely.
Good to get this good information out there.
Mm-hmm.
Very good, very good. This has been a good night.
Oh yeah, definitely. Got any final thoughts that you didn't mention? I'm sure I got a few things.
I want to say communication is another thing. Like, you know, people have to be able to feel free to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
And just know that you're not threatened. Whatever it is that you think might happen if you start sharing your information, I don't think we're so threatened as we might be led to believe.
What do you mean threatened?
Like we can't trust people or I mean, of course you want to tell somebody that you trust, find somebody that you trust, talk to. But just in general, whether like the things that are causing you anxiety are mostly not real. I hate to say it, you know, like not to validate your thoughts, but
yeah, like yeah, remember your senses are like
it's just a thought. It's just a thought. It's not you. Our thoughts are not who we are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our brains kind of are wired to like survive these traumatic events in life. Like back in the day, we had to have strong fears so that we would avoid, you know, certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, the fear is overdone in our brains, and we don't have to be so fearful. We can connect with others through our weaknesses, so we can share our weaknesses. We don't have to be fearful about that. And we all will overcome together. We have to come together.
Mm-hmm. And the best way to start feeling good is being grateful, you know? For what little you have now. You might feel like you have nothing, but there's always something you have. And if you're grateful with that, you can work from that and build up.
Little by little. Just little things matter.
Just keep swimming.
Step by step.
Just keep swimming
Keep swimming.
Dory
Yes,
said.
sir.
Dory, right?
Sometimes you got to circle back, but you'll be all right. So the song that I'm doing tonight is called You Are My Master. I wrote this song when I was on a silent retreat, right? So silence is a beautiful thing. God can speak to us in the silence. This is maybe the best song I've written. Wrote it when I was like 18. And I was on a silent retreat. Like, you know, I was not talking to anybody and nobody was talking to me for like a whole weekend. You know?
Yeah.
And the words came to me. And so don't be afraid of silence. Let's always try to be open to God and the beauty of God, and that's it. Sing first.
Yeah.
Yes, no problem.
I'll probably pick a song.
Okay. Will I ever fit in? Sometimes I doubt. Sometimes in my mind. Stand out, but for this I know I'm wrong, 'cause we are all the same. We got one body, It's like a dog chasing its tail that it just can't bite. It's not right. So put aside your pride. Let's focus on Jesus. Stay focused, John. Jesus Christ, he said, best to recognize everyone's sins. If we recognize we all might win, but we gotta start as losers, yeah, beat the odds, night through our weakness, and on top. You are my master, oh Lord. You are my master, oh Lord. You are my master, oh Lord. I love you, and I wanna thank you, Lord. Thank you for everything you do. My life's worth living because it's all for you. You're my favorite artist and my truest friend. You're my wisest teacher, and your love never ends. You are my master, oh Lord. You are my master, oh Lord. My master, oh Lord.
All right. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys.
Peace and love, guys. We love you. Reach
All right.
out.
Woo.
Anybody need help? Reach out.
Mm-hmm.
We all need help sometimes.
Listen, the nothing will be here any minute. I will just sit here and let it take me away too. They look like good, strong hands, don't they?
The earth collapsed, now I'm so down. I was up so high, now I lie on the ground. I wanna live good, now I'm so down. I don't wanna get by my crown. It's like I just gotta make it, cause I've fallen so hard. The paths that I've taken left me broken and scarred. But knowing that God can't make mistakes just gives me a calm no man can take. So I'm back on my feet with nowhere to go. But I'll make my own way, some way I know. If I give it a go and use what I know, I will live live good. Yeah, bro, for sure. I've been settling for less while praying for more. But God helps those who open those doors for themselves and others, living well with their brothers and sisters in peace, away from the grief of want and pain. I'm not insane, but I do feel crazed. In bed I stayed for days and days. I've prayed and prayed and got my revelation finally today. Life's what you make it, make each day sacred. Every breath is a gift, so never forsake it. If you see love, take it. If it's true, then make it. Love and respect all, and if you can't, then fake it. It's like the earth collapsed, now I'm so down. I was up so high, now I lie on the ground. I wanna live good, now I'm so down. I don't wanna get by, I desire my crown. It's like I just gotta make it, cause I've fallen so hard. The paths that I've taken left me broken and scarred. But knowing that God can't make mistakes just gives me a calm no man can take. There's no time to waste on grime or hate. Our foolish pride decides the crime rate. So say sorry whenever you offend. If you don't give a damn, then you're living in sin. But I don't get disappointed much at all anymore, cause I've been disappointed in such all before. I just say let it be, and I pray because he is all that I need. See, he keeps me free. Friends let me down, parents get me down. Girls ain't around and I'm stuck in this town. Man, I got myself trapped, and if I could go back, I never would've rapped. It's sad but true, I'm emotional, and I care for the poor, and I don't want war, but my knees keep bleeding. I'm tired of leading. Who can I follow into a bright tomorrow? It's like the earth collapsed, now I'm so down. I was up so high, now I lie on the ground. I wanna live good, now I'm so down. I don't wanna get by, I desire my crown. It's like I just gotta make it, cause I've fallen so hard. The paths that I've taken left me broken and scarred. But knowing that God can't make mistakes just gives me a calm no man can take. Me, I turn the other cheek when my dimple's bleeding. My struggle runs deep like Rise pimple demons. It's a simple plea, man, don't be like me and be all that you're meant to be, man. Don't waste your life on hate and vice. You've only got one, you can't play this twice. But if you do live right and listen to advice, you just might make it out alive and end up in heaven with all the good brethren that we've lost. He paid the cost of the admission, so let's cease the dissing and stop destroying and start enjoying each other like brothers. What it's meant to do. We've all got the same Father and His blessing too. So get back on your feet, set your eyes to the skies, and may your days stay good as you make your life. It's like the earth collapsed, now I'm so down. I was up so high, now I lie on the ground. I wanna live good, now I'm so down. I don't wanna get by, I desire my crown. It's like I just gotta make it, cause I've fallen so hard. The paths that I've taken left me broken and scarred. But knowing that God can't make mistakes just gives me a calm no man can take. Do or do not do, there is no try. Decide to fly, just change your mind. Do or die, dry your eye. Pray at night and know that I am by your side. Love your life, try your best and just love thy neighbor as you love yourself. Sure, get that pie and make that wealth, but first do good and know you should truly be happy and live good. Cause if we could save this world's soul, then we would reach the ultimate goal.
Sounds good, right? I desire my crown.
But didn't I say in the wrong spot?
But that sounds good. It sounds good, little variation.